Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Cups and Cakes Vinyl Unveil, the show where I open for you Canadian LPs. And what could be more Canadian than the Tragically Hip? That's right. Today I get to open for you an album called Saskadelphia that the Hip sort of sprung on us. It was a bit of a surprise. It came out on May 21st of 2021. Nobody really knew it was going to happen. It was a well-kept secret, and it went off without a hitch. Nobody really knew about it, and it was out. It's called Saskadelphia, and it is comprised of 6 tracks that were originally meant to be on the Road Apples album. As you can see, bears the similarities to the layout of Road Apples, and I guess Road Apples was actually meant to be a double LP. I did not know that. Apparently the label, they had an American label at the time, had some pushback on the idea of it being a double LP, and it ended up just cutting these 6 songs, and they kind of went on the shelf and got forgotten about. As we're looking at the back here, we got a bunch of pictures. Some great pictures here of the Hip as young lads. So, as I had mentioned, the album is called Saskadelphia, and that name, there's a bit of a fun fact behind that name, and that is that Saskadelphia is what the Hip actually wanted Road Apples to be called, and the same label had some pushback. They thought that Saskadelphia sounded too Canadian, and it ended up getting cut, scrapped, and Road Apples was the name that they came up with. So there's another little fun fact I did not know. And there's all sorts of fun stuff surrounding it. Like, we're lucky to have this record, actually, ladies and gentlemen. When the 2008 Universal Fire happened that damaged so many masters, if you were looking at the list of stuff that was in that fire, there was a bunch of Hip stuff that they believed was lost. Fortunately for us, the band had actually retrieved those masters about 7 years prior, and they kind of just ended up sitting on the shelf, and they even sort of forgot about them as well. And I don't know when, at some point in time, they were going through them, they found them and started listening to them and went, whoa, like this stuff's worth putting out. And so they did. And that's what we have for you. So yeah, I really love this Airstream park. I don't know where that photo came from, but how cool is that? Just a park, just nothing but Airstreams. Crazy. And then, yeah, the lyrics on the one side. And now let's take a look at the LP on gray. Side A right there. And let's look for that code in the run out. It's going to be a little tough to see, I think, for you at home. V12741113-1-A, and that looks like that's it. We'll go to side B or side 2. So what I do know is 5 of the 6 songs here are actually from the original sessions that the rest of Road Apples came from, and then the one song Montreal was recorded live. I believe it actually had it here. Montreal live. It was recorded live in Montreal in 2000. Now let's just pull up that other one there. The code, the same number, just -B right there. And there you have it. I've been very, very, very excited to open this one for you and put it on my turntable and have a listen. Obviously, the Hip are one of the, if not the most important musical act to ever emerge from Canada. Yeah, they're about as Canadian as it gets. Wonderful band, one of my favorites, one of your favorites, I know. Gotta love the Hip. Gotta love the Hip. That's all there really is to say about it. If you don't have Saskadelphia yet, I recommend you go out and get yourself a copy. Anyways, that's it for this episode of the Cups and Cakes Vinyl Unveil. I'll be back in another week to open another Canadian LP.